Hello everyone. So people ask me all the time about my blind traveling. How do you go places? How do you do things? So these are blind travel tips for sighted people. This is Krista Janik, Wise Words That Matter, getting businesses and nonprofits noticed. And my question to all of you is, what is a new place that you've been? Whether it's a new country, a new restaurant, whatever it is, I'm interested in hearing what it is. So I came up with this topic because people ask me about my blind traveling skills, and I also thought it would be fun to share. And I'm sure you all have to go places, whether it's around the country, around the block, for networking, business purposes, as well as some fun. So let's talk about it. So my first tip is prepare yourself for hitting walls. In the blind world, that's what the cane is for. And in our shared world, I think of walls like the many obstacles in our path. I make that analogy because sometimes the obstacles actually guide us to the door we really want to open. People are always scared. Oh my gosh, you're bumping into a wall. Oh, that's so terrible. And what they don't realize is that I'm actually following the wall or using it as a landmark to find the door that I want. And sometimes obstacles are like that too in our shared world. So my second tip is, if you want an honest answer, don't ask a leading question. So for example, I'm not going to ask, is this Main Street? And have some zombie just go, mm-hmm. Instead, I'll ask someone, what street is this? So the person will either read the sign or walk away. Makes sense? Because that way I'll know whether they are fully aware of what I'm asking them. The third little tip I have here is don't depend on one single person for all the answers, whether that's yourself or someone else. So as an example, if I'm traveling an unfamiliar route, I might ask multiple people for direction along the way. Sometimes they'll actually accompany me on part or all of the little trip I'm going on or large trip I'm going on. And sometimes they'll offer a friendly bit of advice, and both strategies work great, depending on the situation. So number 4, instead of worrying, try planning. And this is definitely a tough one for me. So as an example, I might turn, what if I miss the train, into, if I miss the train, I'll take the next one and still be on time. So I'll try and turn whatever the worry is into, this is the strategy I'm going to use to overcome it. And a lot of worries are like that, where if I think of them as a problem that is surmountable, that I can solve, then I'm better off and I worry a lot less. And my 5th and final tip I'm going to give you in just a moment. And once again, I'm asking you all about a place that you've been, and tell me all about that in the comments. Also, if you'd like tips on getting noticed, the way I'm getting noticed at the moment with my unique sort of angle on blind traveling tips, you can tune into my webinar. You need to register for it, and it's going to be next week, wisewordsthatmatter.com/webinar. I'm also going to do another webinar date at the end of May as well for the free interactive experience, Get Noticed Now. And so the 5th and final tip is to remember that you're not alone. I've met some really wonderful people while walking or taking public transportation by myself. I never would have spoken to them if I was traveling with someone else. Of course, it's not all wonderful, but that's just par for the course. So that's a little bit about my blind traveling experiences. So I hope you enjoyed that, and feel free to tell me in the comments and ask any questions that you might still be having. And as usual, tune in next week for Wise Words Weekly. I do it every Wednesday about 3 p.m. Again, this is Krista Janik, Wise Words That Matter, for wisewordsthatmatter.com/webinar. Get noticed now.